All right, welcome everybody. This is the Sam Crescent Art Stream broadcasting live from the Sam Crescent Art Studio. You are watching Sam Crescent. Today I am still continuing to work on my Strength Monsters comic book. Every single day we're working on finishing this next issue, the Strength Monsters issue where they have to fight all the zombie monkeys. But I'm going to end with the introduction. Let's just get warmed up. Let's get this show started. I'm going to start out with some warm-ups like I always do. Start to get my brain working. Trying to get drawing mode going. So let's get this party started. It is Friday, May 1st, 2026. We have made it to May. Summer is approaching. Things are coming to an end. A lot of things are going to be happening here soon. Bunch of big conventions coming up. A lot of things that need to be taken care of. New printing press is on the way. New spray gun is on the way. Lumalore paint's on the way. Have a lot of things in the oven. Yesterday, I ended up spending a total of more than 6 hours, probably 7 hours, completing the final sound design and the final sound mix on my Strength Monsters cartoon, Strength Monsters in Eat a Burrito. Now, that cartoon is almost 10 minutes long, about 10 minutes long. It's my characters. There's a character named Burrito Man. He's literally an anthropomorphic burrito. He's waged war on all the local taco shops, and the characters Rocking and Evil Robot have to handle business with Burrito Man. It ends up in an epic showdown, a full-on battle. The whole cartoon is pretty much action-packed, huge payoffs, huge fight scenes, better than anything out there, and it's just about done. It's been a long journey to get that cartoon produced, to get it made, but what happened? Oh, I need a new, but I have done it, and still some things left to do. Need to go a little smaller. Let's go with the blue color. I need to do the ending credits still, and then I've got to hit up a couple of friends, see if I can get tap in to some of them and get some them to do some voice for me, some of the voiceover for me. We'll see how that goes, and if I can pull it all off. The thing about the hitting up friends and stuff that can do voiceover really well is that it'll create another bottleneck where I have to rely on somebody else for a deliverable, and I've tried to avoid that as much as possible because I don't want other people slowing me down, and that's just the way it goes a lot of the times with when you start putting together collaborations and such. People will start slowing you down, and I don't want to be dealing with that. So currently right now there's like some voiceover on it, but there's lots of speech. There's the speech bubbles, so it's like literally the comic book animated. But I will keep the speech bubbles in, but I would love it if I could also add voiceover to it. It would add another dimensionality to it. Now that's too big. What I'm going to do for my warm-up right now is I'm just going to draw some boxes first. At different varying angles. In perspective as best I can. See, I keep getting a little bit long on this box, which is bothering me. So let's try it again. because I want to try to make each box the same proportion, so it looks like the same box. This is an exercise in judging spatial relationships and dexterity and so on and so forth. And my brain still needs to get warmed up. Still need to get things kind of moving here. No good. I mean, these two boxes, they don't really look like they're the same box. And there's a problem because we want these boxes to be square. So practice drawing circles, but we also need to practice drawing boxes and keeping the boxes proportional to each other. I'm gonna do one more down here. One more row. I feel like that failed because we got the box here, rotates, and then we want to basically be looking straight down at it. Maybe like that. But it's still kind of a failure. So there's going to be almost no perspective on this. There we go. That's probably more like it. Okay, so now we got that box rotating. Now let's fix this one so that it's a correct square. So this one we rotated the box slightly. Even this box, I feel like it's still not. We want each edge. Excuse me. We want each edge of the box to be equal. Now I'm copying that box. What am I doing? This line is going this way. That's right, but I made that box a little too big, but I'm just going to leave it. Now notice I kind of messed up. See, this angle is here, and this one's there. So really, this line needs to be over there more. See if we can fix it. Better. Same thing with this one. Angles are off. We have this is here, not there, there. Now the problem is that these are basically the same box. So I failed on rotating the perspective. So that's the point of this exercise. And boy, you can tell I have not done it in quite some time. Here. Making this way too big. See, it's the same box again. So it means that still drawing the same box. What the heck, man? I think I'm being too careful. That's what I need. See, that's rotated more. Sometimes when you go too slow and you draw too carefully, you draw worse. And you need to just go more quickly and more intuitively, and the angle's wrong. And trust your brain more. So you get the angle right. That's better. Now that looks like that is turned down more. Now these don't really look like the same box, unfortunately, because there's a size difference. I'll do that. That just looks like a tiny box. What is going on? Why can't I draw boxes today? You want to remove perspective. For some reason, my brain keeps wanting to put a perspective on this thing. I mean, we kind of rotated that way and we made it more of a rectangle. Let's fix it. What the heck happened here? Hmm. Looks like I just took this box and rotated it on its side, which is exactly what I did. Which is not the exercise. The exercise is take this box and look down on it. That's better. All right, let's work on some. Now this part of the drill is you're trying to bisect your box here with the lines going through it. See, that's no good. I didn't go to the middle. Still a bit off. See, that's off. So now it looks like a present. Now we're going to bisect this line here. Segmenting the box. That's bad. All right, let's switch to a different color. I'll just go to a darker blue. And now we'll work on, we want to put a circle in that hole in perspective so you touch the corners. this is going to curve down like that. That's too high up. Well, it doesn't really matter, actually. Maybe I should switch to red so we can see this. Whoops. That angle's too steep. Yikes. That's a little bit too steep. Now I'm going to make an ellipse kind of in the middle here. I need to actually get this head in the right perspective. Yeah, now I haven't done this exercise in a long time, so I kind of forgot how to do it. And now I'm remembering. You want to build the cylinder up first. Then you put your ball on top of the cylinder. And then you just make the face come down. That one looks weird. Let's do it over here. Let me see this. This out of the way. There we go. That's what that this is what I was supposed to do there, but I didn't do it. Cause these are kind of like a little bit too small drawings too. This neck is a little too big. Cause you actually want to do something like this for the neck. Then you've got the chest here. Shoulders, but we're not going to construct that right now. Oh, that's messed up. All right, 2 more, and then I've got to stop warming up because the warm up becomes the day's work, which is what you don't want to have happen. So you have to be careful about it. But warming up with exercises and drills like this, something that I'll sometimes just get way too into the warm ups. Like, oh, I want to improve this more. I want to be better. And then the problem is there's a difference between your training and your work. And there's some artists that they get caught up in training so much they never produce an actual body of work. We don't want that. All right, so here's what we're drawing today. This is the comic books page so far. And I got to get this panel done. I'll put in the panel borders. I'll put in some of the background environment later. But what are we dealing with here? Okay, got a circle thingy. Oh, what is this here? Nothing. What is this? Okay, that's the shadows. This is my P4 characters. That's my P1. Let's just put this up at the top so it's organized. Here's the P2. And then let's make a folder here. And we'll call this P4 or panel 4. And let's put all of the panel 4 stuff in there. And then we need to label it so I know what's what. So we've got a layer that's empty. So let's just drag that out of here. What do we have here? We've got a shadow layer. So this is P3 actually. Shadows. P3 line art. And this is P3. All right, so we've got that labeled up. We've got a rendering layer here for P2. So let's put this up here with the P2 stuff. We'll make a P2 folder. And we'll drop these in here. Wait, what? What just happened? All right, so we got that organized. Empty layer. This was a layout or something. I'm going to just delete it out. And now we want to deal with this one. What do we have here? It looks like I've got the characters all separated out. on my rough sketch, and we're gonna maintain that for the final sketch. So what I'll do is pull this up here, turn those off. We don't need them. Okay, so I have everything organized that I'm gonna do today, and let's knock all these down. So I gotta pull this layer out of there. We'll knock all these down so they don't interfere with it. And we'll start with the robot because that's going to be the easiest character to do. Help get the brain warmed up more. Now I just drew a million boxes. So drawing this should be a piece of cake. Now let's see what we want to knock this down to, like 6 maybe. Yeah. All right, so let's see here. Got to get the brain turned on. I don't know what's going on. I went to bed really early last night, and I was still tired this morning. So probably need to look at something. Maybe something with my diet or something's going on here. I did a lot of exercise yesterday. I put in a wrestling session with my son. I swung my mace bells, did some squats, you know, all of the stuff like that to stay physically active. Trying to stay on top of it all. Now today I really do need to get down to connect, so that's going to be kind of the main goal after this. I've got a bunch of eBay stuff that I've got to ship. I got to take care of that. I got to get down to Connect San Diego and restock. I need to pick up some, not plywood, but it's like plywood. I think it's like called composite board. It's like cheaper than plywood. Got to pick that up for the spray booth that I'm constructing so that I can do all the Lumalore and custom painting and everything. And then I need to there's another thing that needs to be done. I need to go to the library and figure out the deal with my library card so I can get that 4-color process book. See if I can somehow get that to loan from one of these university libraries that actually has it. And kind of set things up for a productive weekend. But that's all stuff that's got to get handled soon. Try to handle as much of it as I can today. I don't know if realistically I can do it all. For example, going down and restocking, that's several hours of time to take care of that. But you know, I usually only do it once a month, but I've been doing more frequently now, trying to get there more frequently, probably every 2 weeks or so, because I'm trying to upgrade my presentation there, upgrade my merch offerings, upgrade the overall booth, see if we can squeeze a little more revenue out of that spot each month. It's profitable spot. I make money there every month, but it would be nice if we could pull a little bit more profit out of there. Now, we are eventually at some point just going to be limited on the amount of foot traffic that walks through there. And at that point, it'll be capped out. Like, okay, this is what we can make from this location on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, etc. But I know I haven't fully capped it out yet. Like I could, there's several things I could do to get a little more revenue out of it. The other thing I can do is, so I've been focusing on the stickers there, and pretty much that's my focus going into the summer. That's way too thick. going into the summer, because that's a proven repeatable, it's a proven repeatable seller, right? Like it's kind of the revenue engine of that spot right now, which is fine. But what I want to do is finish. I mean, I've illustrated literally hundreds of stickers, so many that they can't even all fit in that location. But what I want to do is get as many of them up as I can, so I have the best chance of making money from those stickers. And so get at least 100 or more in that booth available for people to buy. Then I'm fleshing out the patches, okay? And I want to get at least 50 patches. It's a little more expensive than the stickers, but it's still like an impulse buy. It's still gonna get the quick money there. Then I need to have some expensive things, some like small original paintings, stuff like that cost a bit more, and that they won't sell as fast. They can't take up as much room, but when we sell one, we get a nice revenue boost. And then I have all my t-shirts there, and it's very difficult to tell when or if they sell at all, but I feel like I have a full t-shirt rack. I've got a ton of t-shirts. T-shirts are one of my things. And so I'm going to keep t-shirts going and keep trying to sell them in there. And that's kind of the situation with it, with that spot right now. And all that sounds like, oh yeah, that's logical, la la la. It's a lot of work to get all that set up. And that's the problem with like why I don't like business consultants. I don't like masterminds. I don't like all that internet stuff. Like, oh, you join my gold group, mastermind group, whatever is it. Dude, it's easy to say, do this, do this, do that. Anybody can do that. Talk is cheap, man. You can tell people to do stuff all day. Oh, implement this in your business, implement that. The difficulty is actually implementing it, actually doing it, getting down. You know, I got this brick and mortar spot. I have to get down there. Getting down there right now every week would be ideal while I build it out further. Getting all the merch, you know, it's not just a matter of like slopping it up. I found that I can fit the most stickers in that spot if I put hang tags on them and hang them from display hooks. Okay, that's time consuming. Getting 20 stickers up on the rack, putting the hang tags on them, putting them in, and then pricing them with the price gun. Every item in there has to have my last name on it so that when they go purchase it, the store clerk knows to credit my account with the sale, and it has to have the price. And so that's all that's all where that's actually, if you have money to spend in your business, you'd want to spend it on, getting that done somehow, hiring somebody to help you get through that process more quickly. But all these masterminds and stuff, they just make me angry, because it's like, dude, most of these guys, like, your ideas are worthless, man. Your ideas don't mean anything at the end of the day. It's not the idea that's the value. It's being able to implement an idea. That's where the value is. And most of these people, they can't implement anything. It's like, oh, some guy runs a mastermind and he's making a bunch of money from it. But what's he actually implementing? Nothing. He shows up for a Zoom call every week. That's it. Like, he's not putting something in the market. He's not. These people aren't. Most of these people that run these internet masterminds, they're not making products. They're not, bringing something from a concept into like an actual physical item and then bringing it to people to sell, And so I very much despise all that stuff in that culture. Like, and I like feel very strongly about speaking against it. Got to keep naming the files. Got to keep the discipline up of keeping your files organized, or you're going to have problems. All right. This is a pretty complex figure, but boy, I've got the wrong pen. Oh, too much. The problem with drawing all those boxes and stuff like that, though, that whole way of drawing, is that a lot of times it's your drawings start becoming really stiff. They start looking really robotic. Like, they're good exercises, but they're not the, it's not the end all be all of drawing and illustration, you know. And you start working too slow. You're not thinking in terms of gesture anymore. You're not thinking in terms of movement and energy. You're thinking in terms of an angle and a shape, you know. And then now everything you're thinking about is it's okay. I mean, you got to be careful with those kind of exercises. I'm still gonna do them for a while because I feel like it's an area I don't like that. I can improve. Hands, I still need to do some hands. We're all right. We're all right at 6. It's pretty easy because I actually did a pretty good lay-in on this. I did all these. The heck, man. I did all these layouts. Better save my work. I did all these layouts back in August. Let me see here. Pull it together like that. No. All right, put a little more anatomy there. No, I'm having a hard time with this because the pan's kind of blocking what I would do. So I'm just going to kind of structure out that knee here. No. What is that? You kind of have the head of the fibula right there, so it kind of indicate that there's like a bone there. Got a muscle that crosses over there. We've got the lateral malleolus right there. No. Sometimes I draw something and then I have to tell myself no because it's bad. These toes are whack. Let's fix this up a little bit here. Right now, he only has 4 toes. There we go. That's still weird looking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can just distort these to the right size. Just cheat it here. That works. Just up there, then this is all turning under, so I'm going to put a shadow on that. There we go with that. That's just all going to be dark. Close it off so I can use my paint bucket there. I think this here. Yeah, that's a weird nose, man. I gotta fix that nose. I don't know what's going on. Let's construct it out. What's it going to be doing? It's going to be a wedge here. It's going to go like that. Got a wedge here, there. That's angle, that's the angle there. And we're going to have a mouth here. Chin right here. All right. That would work. Boy, I don't know how the head was so giant on that one. I mean, that head is massive. I'm gonna move that. We got the ear would be coming here. He has this sort of suture on the top of his head. Let's fix this part of his skull so it's not all wonk. That's pretty cool. Make that one not there. That's where his ear is. Make this one kind of coming out here like that. Maybe more like that. It's kind of his neck here. Shoulders there. Biceps coming in through here. Triceps and such. Elbow here. Brachioradialis. Let's fix this part of his forearm here. Bone. A little bit too fat of a finger there. That works. We could bring it out like that if we wanted. No, I'm just going to leave it as that. I think it looks a little better. Nah. Put the Anaconius in there if we wanted. That's pretty good. Now let me see if that head looks too small, if I need to bring it up more. Increase the size slightly of this head. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Just. There we go. Now he doesn't look like a pinhead. But I wanted to have hero proportions, so they always give the superheroes small heads so that their bodies look bigger. Just render that. We'll turn that down there. Rendering in here. Nowadays you'd have like some shadow under there and actually cast here too. Pretty much inside here as well. What the heck, man? So that's not going to be there. It's going to be there. What is that? It's supposed to be some kind of a foot? There we go. It's actually working out okay. And in there. A bit of rendering here. All right, let's finish this guy off. What else does he need? He needs his lightning bolt. He needs his line weights. He needs his shadows and stuff. Looks like I designed a pretty cool lightning bolt here. So I'll keep it. This lightning bolt is what keeps him alive. This character did not have this bolt of energy pulsating from these two Tesla coils that come out of his neck. He'll literally die. Let's just do 7. So I'm going to do the silhouette value, then I'll start dropping shadows and adding a little more rendering. What the heck, man? Let's see what's going on, man. Orbiting Kitty said, "Hi, I see you're doing a really cool exercise for perspective." Yep. The exercise I was warming up with was just a challenge with perspective. What the heck, man? Well, that's cool. I've gotten like a few comments now since I've been doing this live stuff. It's definitely a slow build, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I don't really care about even building the audience here. It's more about just documenting my process and the build out of this comic book and cartoon and all this stuff. And right now, the stuff that I'm doing, it's like, it's not that impressive in my opinion. So I don't really expect much following to happen here, much to happen. It's one of those things where you do have to reach a point where you just don't care. Like, people judge my work or think it's bad or good or whatever, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm making the stuff I want to make, and that's it. It doesn't matter to me whether anybody else likes it or not. A huge amount of the time. Now, that's, you know, what they say. Oh, don't do that. You need to create for your audience. Well, I don't. I make the stuff I want to make, and that's it. Like, I don't know. I don't have an audience, so it doesn't matter. And you can see, if you start watching my process, you'll be able to see that I'm not even like a virtuoso draftsman at all. It's literally just studying, work, repetition, and all that kind of stuff. Now, the thing about me is that I've been drawing and stuff and making comics and illustrating things and telling stories with pictures and everything since I was a kid. Like, I've always just done it. So there is something in my brain that compels me to do this stuff and think about it all the time and want to wake up and do it every day. I mean, now I'm getting into the whole, like, should I put a bunch of deep shadows on this guy? Like, it looks cool, but then it's also kind of like becomes, because now it's like, oh, I gotta change the logic of all this. Like, if he's got a shadow there, he's gonna have to have a shadow there. And what about this leg? This leg's got to be in shadow. Now you don't get to see any of the muscles anymore. That's pretty cool. Or we could go. Reality is, you'd have shadows coming off this. You'd have shadows coming down there and down there. This would be darker here. It's not, it's away from the light. Same thing under this hand here. Off the medial malleolus of the ankle. There we go. That's a pretty cool character, I guess. She's alright. I don't love this cross-hatching thing, but I'll just leave it. We can get rid of it when we color it. Alright, what do I have left? I still got to draw like 2 more characters. We got Baby Monkey, we got Brain Monkey. Let's see here. Let's label this layer here. We've got Raw King right here. Oh, I need to say what it is. Line art. Got to be descriptive. Keeping the file organized. This was where I constructed something. We'll just delete that one. Save this out. Let's see here. We got Evil Robot. We've got Raw King. Let's draw Baby Monkey. All right, we got that up. Let's see here. Oh, we got an action pose. How long we've been going for? An hour, 7 minutes. This might be a long stream today. There was one day this week though where I did like 3 streams in a day because I was working on I was working on coloring and coloring adjustments. I was like, I might as well just stream this, so I did. And I can't remember what else I was working on that day, but I was working on stuff. I think I flatted a whole page. I mean, I was grinding through stuff. And no. This I don't like. It's the same thing when I try to draw too carefully, it just usually ends up less good. I'm trying to remember this character. Did I do this way? No. It's got to be coming in like this. No. What I'm wondering if that's too far out. No, I think we're okay. No. Problem with this felt marker tool is that when you start drawing fast, it doesn't put down as much dark on the, whatever you call this, the screen, the canvas. Doesn't put as much dark on the canvas. Like, this is a canvas, guys. Come on, this is a screen. That would be a shadow for under his neck. There's his diaper, his diaper. What do we have going on here? We got this hand here. I'm gonna do all this. That'll work. Is it a perfect hand? No. Will I accept this hand? Well, I think I'm going to have to. There we go. This character, he has these canisters here that are strapped onto his wrists that feed the IV here of the serum that's filled in his backpack. So I've actually got to draw his backpack straps, something I keep forgetting to do. And that's the anti-zombie serum that pumps through him and pumps through his veins in his brain that keeps him from becoming a flesh-eating monkey, a baby monkey. Otherwise, he'd be a complete flesh eater, but he's not. He's got because he's got that in him. He's not. He's a good guy, but he has all the rage and aggression of a zombie. But he doesn't eat flesh because he's got the anti-zombie serum coursing through his veins at any given at all times. Now, should this system get detached, and we'll put some little bubbles in here and stuff. Should this system get detached, then he absolutely will revert back into being a flesh-eating little baby monkey monster, and that's you know, those are the aspects with this character that I created, Baby Monkey, and I think I don't really even have a name for him yet, and I think it is just going to be Baby Monkey. And I created this character way before Grogu, way before Baby Yoda, and I have the receipts, and I'll post those up eventually. That I made my Baby Monkey character before baby characters became a super popular, thing to make. I'm going to change his hand here. This is a hard perspective to draw. And I'm drawing it from memory, but that works. Everything just as a shape. Just break it down to a shape. Now, I don't know if I like that thumb there or there. And if I look at my hand, let's just fix these fingertips first of all. Like, what does he have? Nails or something? Did he just go to the pedicure place? Ew, gross. What is that? Some weird little tiny pinky? He's got a little... Weird. I'm just gonna actually... What? Ooh, it's undoing everything. Can I just redo this? Redo. No, can't. Yeah, he's got a little tiny weird pinky. There. Just kind of skew it off to the side. Now, what do you think? Should the thumb be there? Should the thumb be here? So many choices. I can't decide. I mean, it's going to look... Looking at my own hand here. We'll do some foreshortening on that thumb. Because why? Because we can. That's why. There we go. We got the thumb coming towards us. That'll add a little more dimensionality to things, you know. And then we've got this palm coming here and here. There we go. And then he's got fur on top of there. And then this is not going to be here because he has his backpack on. There's his backpack strap. This isn't going to be here because he's got his serum canisters. Put that on. And they've got to be strapped on or they won't stay on his arms. So we got that on. And then we've got his IV tubes. And I'm going to say the reason for these is to maintain temperature of his of the anti-zombie serum so it stays effective, you know. What the heck? Dude, all of a sudden I can't draw a monkey foot. I don't know what's going on with me here. Let's do it in perspective, huh? There we go. I'll take it. This is supposed to be like fur and stuff. Now that foot looks weird. Let's move it. Yeah, that'll work. You just need to stick it up there more. Or shorten it a little bit, you know? All right, that's cool. Let's put the line weights on this character and I'll be done. Void HQ said, "What's up? What's happening, Void?" Right now, just working on my comic book. Finishing off some drawing. Page looks like this so far. Some of these characters are done. This guy. Anyway. Yeah, so what we got to do here is just keep grinding through. And I'm getting basically the silhouette value, the outline locked in now on this character, Baby Monkey. Man, that's incredible. I've had 2 chats today. That's the most I've had, I think. Kind of a weird angle right there. What the heck is going on? I want to adjust that off. All right, we got the silhouette value put in on the Baby Monkey. Let's see here. Let's do some line weights here. We'll go to the different pen and remove that. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's let the color. Let the color do its job. I think that's a cool looking little character right there. So Baby Monkey's basically done. Oh, let's save this up. One more character to go. We're at an hour 24. And just gonna keep grinding through. Got to finish this up. Brain Monkey. All right, let's get this Brain Monkey in. Oh, it looks like my canvas is rotated. Doesn't change anything. Still looks pretty cool there. Rocking looks pretty good right there. Things are looking pretty good here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel a little fatigued because it's a lot of mental work, I guess. But building up my endurance here, building up the endurance. What the? Just heard a weird noise from outside. Oh. I gotta go check this out. There's like a baby rabbit out there. All right. Let's get back to business, shall we? I think I did a funny thing here where I kind of did it like that. What the heck, man? I had to power up there really quick. All right. This character's body is pretty easy to draw. Like, I didn't really design a lot to it. Man, I could just kind of put some stuff in shadow. Like go. It looks like I did a pretty kind of dynamic hand here. Yeah, but kind of map out some shadow pattern on this guy. Putting some stuff across there like that. Do something there. So this character is Brain Monkey, and he's a sort of like a capuchin monkey, but he's not really because I kind of made him up. He smokes a pipe. He speaks with a British accent. He was created in a lab, and basically, as you can see, he's got the brain of one of the most intelligent scientists to ever live attached to his monkey brain, which gives him super intelligence. And that's kind of the whole deal with this character. He's kind of a cool. I like him a lot. All right, I gotta figure out these feet here. I know what I do usually with him is that fur at the bottom of his legs. Forgot. Fur comes down here. Something like that. That's more like it. Just when in doubt, fur it out. Okay, now we just gotta get the rest of this guy's light source on him. I don't really like this thumb. It's like if you look at this thumb and this thumb, it's like, what just happened to this thumb? Just turned into a giant sausage. There we go. That's better. Now it's not doing the same thing that the other side's doing either. And I know this finger looks silly. It's like that crazy. I mean, I could dial it down a little bit, but you know what? I kind of like this weirdness, so I'm going to keep it. This stinking pen. Get rid of that. I just kind of rendered this guy out already. Get this done, get this all in here. Boom. Bring that up through. Yeah, I'll take it. That's good enough. I don't know. Should I leave that? I'm just going to leave that. Let's go to our silhouette. So we want to maybe put a 6. Pretty much my process is then as soon as I'm done doing this, screenshot each thing I drew. Right now I'm just posting the screenshots on Instagram. And then immediately pull a clip from the stream, post that on YouTube, and then I post it also on Instagram later in the day. And that's kind of what the content engine is right now, to try to help people become more aware of my work and aware of my comic book and my cartoon that's almost finished. And when we start ramping up to the next episode of the cartoon, they'll be doing more animation stuff. But right now, I'm not doing a lot of animation stuff. I'm doing the comic book stuff because I'm trying to get this this next book finished. At least all the line art. All right, let's see where we're at here. What happened here? What just happened? Here we go. Okay, that's I gotta wait. I'm Jumping ahead of myself. Just got to finish the silhouette value first. I think I'm less talkative today because I rambled the entire day yesterday. And I'm at the point where I just don't have anything to ramble about. We're almost there. We're almost there. This is the home stretch. Another day, another bunch of drawings done. More work clocked. Hundreds of pages are getting entered into the vault. All right, now we'll go with this one and just kind of. So a little bit of overlap here and there helps a bit. And that's basically it. That's all that character needs. All right, we're done. Let's screenshot these up and so I can post them on the media. Guess it's gonna be that. So there's one. Two. Three. I won't do that guy, evil robot. He's just not. Let's do it. There's a few things I can do on this character though. Gotta go on that side because I put the light source on that side. Same thing with that, actually. There you go. It's a little bit cooler looking, you know. There you go. Now evil robot's got a little bit more bling. Better save this up. So he knocked out another panel. Panel 3 is done. Tomorrow, or panel 4, whatever this is. That's panel 4. Let me just layer it here. E4. We'll drop all these characters in there. And so tomorrow is P5 right here. Oh. All right, that's going to do it for this stream. You've been watching the Sam Crescent art stream. I am Sam Crescent. I want to thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow, if not later today, with another all-new stream. We'll continue working the project. I'm going to continue building out the empire, the comic book, and everything else. That's all. I'm going to cut it now.